Okay, Cinchshare training, part 3, importing an outline. So I have my cut and paste event here, which might be where we share the, well, definitely is where one area where we share the outlines. Another area would be in our group. Basically, the point is you would click on your the outline link or the link to Cinchshare, regardless of where we share it, and you just click on it. And notice it's going to take me to Cinchshare import posts, okay? So all I have to do is click on import posts. So I clicked on the link. It takes me to this screen. If I already know I don't like some of the posts, I can X them out here. But let me tell you, it gets confusing. One downside of importing posts is that it does not import them with specific intervals or time in between each post. It doesn't do anything like that, which is why we label them pre-post 1, pre-post 2, all of these all of these specific labels so that you know where to put them in your outline, okay? So all you do is click on import posts. It's going to take you to the manage posts section or area of Cinchshare like we talked about in our last training or in our first training in the overview, and it's going to put them in the saved area. Okay, so history is everything I've posted on Cinchshare since I started using it. Pending is everything I have that's going to go out from today forward that hasn't already posted. And saved is anything I manually save or anything that I import. Now, notice right here it's got November Thankful outline. I'm not going to mess with this because I don't want it to go away, but what I will tell you is that you can come over to the saved area and search the various outlines you've pulled in. So they don't go away once you schedule them, okay? All right, so look, the first thing I do before I do anything else is I scroll to the bottom. Notice I get to the bottom. Oh, I forgot we're doing shorter outlines now. If our outlines are more than 50 or 60 posts, which they used to be and probably will not be in the future, but just as an FYI and as a safeguard, always scroll to the very bottom before you do any other actions. The reason is sometimes there will be more posts than automatically load, and you'll have to just keep scrolling. It'll say more posts, and as long as you scroll down, it'll add them. You always want to do that before you go in and click anything else. You don't want to miss anything when you go to select all. All right, so look, notice I can look at each post individually just by clicking on it, and it'll pull up a preview. I can click see more. I can see what's going on, and I can edit it from here, but I'm not going to edit it in my saved posts. Another navigation thing is I could just click on the pencil and edit it. What I'm going to do directly from here, though, is click on these 3 dashes. This is my end-all be-all menu when I'm in Manage Post Library, okay? It's how you post to parties, batch posts, find and replace, everything. All right, so I am going to select all because I want to pull over all of my posts. Now, maybe you have a party and you already posted some of these pre-party posts. Well, all you have to do is uncheck it if you don't want it to go, okay? I use select all because I have so many that I do want to go, and I'd rather not check them all manually. It's boring. All right, so I selected all. Now I'm going to go back to my menu, and I'm going to go to batch post. Batch post is how I get a collection of posts or an outline put into a party, okay? So I'm going to click on batch post. It's now going to take me to my schedule a post screen, which we looked at in our part 1 and part 2 training, right? It's going to ask me where I want this to go. So I've got all these posts that were saved that I'm now batch posting. It's going to ask me on the left, when do I want to start these posts? And again, I'm not going to actually use these in an outline, but I think I have a dummy event saved. It's called Amy's October or something. Let's see. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll schedule it out far enough where I don't mess anything up. But let's see if I can find it. Sorry, guys. I should have figured that out before I started my training. I just don't want to accidentally save it to the wrong place. Well, let me just throw it in one of these, and then I will delete it later. All right. Okay, so I pick the date, I pick the event, or the network, if you will, and I pick the starting time. The only thing that matters is that you're doing this far enough out that you can edit your post, because you're going to have to edit the first time you import an outline. You're going to have to edit every single post. You're going to have to take some of the pre-post information out. You're going to have to make sure you've got your host's name in there. You're going to have to do a lot. Just be ready. It takes a little bit more time the first time around. Once you get that first one edited and ready to go, it's a breeze to just copy and paste them into new groups, okay, or events. So don't freak out, but the first time is fairly painful. Okay, never keep interval, because what will happen is it'll just throw these all onto the same time and they'll be completely out of order. So I'm importing my outline. I got to my batch post screen here. I picked the starting date, the starting time. I picked the event. I'm now going to pick new interval. I'm going to do every 5 minutes because, again, it doesn't matter. I have 2 days now to go in and edit these and get them put in the right order. I'm going to apply interval. All that does is now set them all 5 minutes apart. I can scroll down and see where they all are. And I'm going to schedule batch. Now, these are scheduled for this party that starts on 9/9 to start posting on the 30th. So they'll all be sitting and pending. So I'm back to my Manage Post screen. Oh my goodness, where did all these posts go? How do I edit them? Type up here the party that you saved them in, or that you posted them to. Stay in pending, and here they all are, okay? Now for the fun, not so fun part. You're going to go into every single post. I'm going to click on the pencil. I'm going to edit. I'm going to delete the top line. And I'm going to type in the host's name, or I'm going to fill in anything that's here in these brackets or these braces, right? I'm going to show you a shortcut for some of that, but you still have to look at every post, okay? And then, since I set these out a few days to make sure that I didn't accidentally post them before I could edit them, now I can set the times to be correct. So let's say I really wanted this to start tomorrow, and I want my first post to go out at 7 or 6 a.m., and it should still have my party selected, the party that I'm in, yep, so I don't have to change that. I've edited it now. I've fixed the time, right? And now I'm going to schedule. Do I want to go back to Manage Post Library? Yes. Always click yes when you're doing this type of function. It helps you immensely. It keeps track of where you are, and it puts you right back there as you're editing these posts, so you don't lose track of where your posts are, okay? So I'm going to do that with every single one of these. I'm going to go in. I'm going to delete this. Make sure it looks right. And listen, let me tell you why this is important. Because a lot of times these posts will be specific to the person that created it. This is a starting point for us, right? This is not the exact party you need to be posting. So you have to make sure this sounds right. There might be times where Jennifer will create a post and it'll say, my daughter loves this or that. Well, I would look pretty stupid if I posted that and I introduced myself and said I had a 1-year-old boy. And he's obviously not standing up in the kitchen making pancakes, right? So I have to look at these posts and make sure there's not anything I want to edit. But trust me, doing that gives you about 15 steps ahead from creating them all yourself and putting them in. All right, so I go to the second one. I edit it. I update the time to the same day as the first one, a little bit later, whatever. The event is put there. And then I go back to Manage Posts. Next, I want to show you another trick that I use, and I use this a lot when I am batch posting, and that is find and replace. So first off, you have to select all, then come back to that same menu, go to find and replace. Now, notice every time, right now we have different people creating our outlines, so there may be some variance, but you'll find your trick here. Notice every time we talk about the host, we put it in braces in all caps, right? So I'm going to text to find host, just like it is right here in this first post, right? And then my host's name is Amy for this party. So I'm going to replace with Amy. I'm going to click on search, and it's going to show me everywhere that I say the word host, and it's going to change it to Amy for me. Now, that doesn't take care of these first lines that you have to go in and delete individually. It doesn't keep you from looking at every post, which is good. You need to look at every post. But it does do a quick replace on any time we talk about something specific, okay? There we go. Look at all the times we say host. All right. And I'm going to update posts. And now at least that part's done, right? I'm still going to go in and edit every single one and fix the time for every single one. I'm going to use these pre-post 3 before adding host, pre-post 4 before adding host. I'm going to use these to tell me when I want to schedule it. It's your choice on deciding when in the day you want to schedule your posts. A lot of us do a few in the morning and a few in the evening. The pre-posts are just spread out each day because there's only 3 per day. I've been doing every 2 hours throughout the day, because then I can stagger my posts easier. And if I want to do manual posts, it just makes it easier for me. And we have about 6 posts, so it works. But again, you can choose what works best for you. Talk to your leader or post in our team group, and Jennifer and I and other people on the team can tell you what they do and help with that. All right, so let's act like now I went through every single one and fixed it. Oh, another area you can find and replace is when you first look through your party. There's going to be a lot of recipe links at different times, right? We always want to include our PWS. So let's look at this one, for instance. You never want to use a generic recipe. So a generic recipe would be www.pamperedschef.com/recipes/main dishes or blah, blah. To make it specific to you, you insert /PWS/ Jennifer's is J. Bradbury, mine is A.M. Raymond, and so on and so forth. So if I know that Jennifer's recipes all say J. Bradbury, or if Lauren imported it or whatever, here's another area where you can find and replace, right? I can just replace, if I could type, Jennifer with me, and then whatever recipes are there are going to be easily replaced to be my PWS now. Super easy. So that's another area you can do find and replace. You're never going to catch all these in your first couple goes. It's going to take a little while for you to familiarize yourself with the parties and the outlines and how they're created. But those are just some tips you can use later. All right. Okay, so now this is ready to go. It's just going to start going into my party on November 29th at 6 a.m. Easy peasy, right? Okay, I think I'm going to leave it at that. And the next training video I do will be batch posting from an already created event. I'll talk to you guys later. Let me know if you have any questions. Post in the group. Talk to you later. And I'm looking forward to you all becoming Cinchshare experts.